people, this is Gio Roundtable and Gio's Real World, and today will be the Ultimate Wolverine, number 1. Wow. Okay, so the writer is Chris Condon, and the artist is Alessandro. I'm not gonna sing the song of Madonna. No, it's Lady Gaga. And Cappuccino, he's the artist. So, yeah, I'll show you one of the pages. The Ruthless Wolverine that comes out again. Look over here what he does over there. Boom. So overall, love it. See, that's what... Okay, look, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, here was the panicky poll that they say, oh, maybe Wolverine's going to be American and change this. You have no idea no more. Because what happens, true. Remember this... Okay, watch this. I had to find this again for you guys. Remember this map? How the maker rechanged the whole continent, the whole country statement, and then over here it tells you all the real world. But then the map gets you all these little dots and almost everything the same color. You're like, what the heck? So anyways, so Canada doesn't exist, America doesn't exist, all these other countries that we know doesn't exist because the maker divided it the way he wanted to divide it to make his own kingdom, his own divisions, kind of sense. So Eurasia Republic is one of them. And they have Wolverine. Well, they got him from this teams called the Opposition, who are going against them. And in there, it's Nightcrawler and Mystique are two of the members. And Eurasia, okay, the Republican, the three leaders, or the main leader is Colossus, his sister Magic, and Omega Red. Well, but the thing is that what happened to Colossus' brother? Remember he had an evil brother? Now it's an evil world. Shouldn't he be there? Anyway, so it just shows you things change and everything. So they created the divisions called Directorate X, and it's run by it's called Dr. Aloya Prostovich. So and like Wolverine, like whatever it is when you read it, okay, I want to see how much difference there is. So I'm kind of more focused than supposed to. Someone else died that went through this transaction of the whatever they're doing in the metal and everything. The thing is this way. I'm reading. I want to see what they wrote. Is it did they read like they made Wolverine like Wolverine and put the metal adamantium or Vibrium from Black Panther? Now myself, what I would have done, I'll put Vibrium because the reason they're closer to Africa than the Americans or Canadians were. Now, for example, the Vibrium of what's called Black Panther came because of meteorite, right? So probably little chunks broke down while it was going through the atmosphere, right? So the biggest chunk landed in Africa. Doesn't mean there's other chunks, smaller, give or take, landed like in Russia or around there. So wouldn't it be funny because then automatically his claws or his, like, think of it this way, not his weight is not as heavy as it used to be. Because the adamantium, I know I pronounce it wrong, but made him heavy. Now with Vibrium, will it make it more lighter? Will his powers be different? Or efficiency? Think of it. When people fire bullets at him, it's supposed to bounce out. Well, the other one will just come out of his skin and just drop down because his immune system kicks out. Well, Vibrium being in his skeleton or on skeleton will just throw it back to the person's face, you know. Even though we'll leave a scar and everything, and he has to heal himself. That's what I would have done. Because so far I'm reading it, I don't know, maybe I'm cockeyed or something that my vision of reading I don't see it, but I'm trying to see which metal they put in there. You can't find it. The other thing I like about it is this, okay? When you see here, I thought it was an X. It's not. It's a red star of Russia kind of sense, or the old Soviet Union kind of sense. So, love it. I mean, then there's a certain point. This is one I like. Look at this, what happened over here. He gets in there. He sees a Colossus. So he smells the person. He smells and everything. Then he knows this is not. And he figures out it's Miss Mystique. Or her, she called her a different name over there, whatever. It's called Raven, if I remember right. Dang, he slashes her throat and everything. She falls down full of blood. She's supposed to be dead. Let's put it this way. Then he kills Nightcrawler. Supposed to be his buddy. And he's in there. He's a priest. Like was in certain parts of X-Men, I think 20 years ago, something like that. Okay? So while they're doing the test on Wolverine, a certain part goes to the past, the present, and all that. They're talking about while they're going through the test, like Wolverine, how many sedated did they have to do, and he still wakes up after 4 or 5, made for an elephant, and he's able to kill people at the same time before they have to sedate him even more. They said there's a telepath. Can this be Jean Grey? Because the only one who could guide him to the right path, if that's your intention, of course, is Jean Grey. That's the only. I mean, Professor X, no. I mean, at his savage state or the state he is, no. Professor X won't ever be able to do it. Like an animal, they're very bonded. Like if he is all working on animal instinct, it's human affection. It's not controlling the mind and everything. So I think it's probably could be Jean Grey. But then again, are they misleading us? Like, or me, should I say? You know. So overall, and they did the same thing like Weapon X. They wiped his brain completely. So like his name was Logan, but he won't remember who he is. Like Weapon X. Love it. I mean, see, that's what I like about. See, that's what I remember when I would go to a tantrum and read Absolute there, especially Wonder Woman there. You have the carte blanche. You could do what you want to do. You're clean slate. You could read it, and they played so safe. Blah, 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 blah. Oh but she's Wonder Woman. You're born in hell. You lived all your childhood in hell, and you're more pure than Wonder Woman is herself. Well, this guy Wolverine, he gets wiped like Weapon X, but he's a machine. He just killed 2 X-Men's. You don't see people pulling a tantrum and go, oh my god, how can you do that? You like Nightcrawler? Read the other X-Men. Read the other comic book industry. Read the other series. If you don't like it, you don't like where it's going. I love it because, in a sense, it's surprising. You don't know where it's going. And all of these countries that we so-called see our globe and we kind of analyze, we know where France is and Canada and America is. And this one is completely different. Even though I read that goddamn bloody map, I'm still got a headache through it because I'm like, see all those little dots. I go, seriously, can they take colors that contrast one against another? No, they're almost similar. And like, okay, is that country or is that country? Is this or this? So, sorry about that. But overall, like it. I mean, close to loving it, this thing. It's just so. Oh yeah, and he's called the Winter Soldier. You see the way they do it? That's how you're supposed to do it. See, it's just trying to tell you, it goes, look, that Marvel Universe does not exist over here. Because one thing I was trying to find out, I remember even when I was reading the way it was getting created by the maker and all that, is he went to the past and he wiped up all the superheroes out, right? That he didn't like. Well, heroes. Being Colossus is a hero, but he made him to a villain because since he's not part of the X-Men, he ends up becoming more crooked, kind of sense, right? Even mistaken all that. But the thing is, it never emphasized like he had a time machine. So how far did he go into the past to create his world? To create those new countries and everything. You know, for example, like Captain Britain, he's from France, sorry. He's from France, you know? So how did that happen? You know, like, so he goes, I don't remember he has he's not supposed to have a British flag, he's in a costume and everything. So how much damage, because if he goes very much in the past, a lot of buildings and automobiles and fashion statement should not exist in this world. Should be completely different. So the Empire State Building doesn't. If you went from the 18th century, kind of sense, Empire State Building should not even exist because that architect doesn't exist or died or whatever. Because since if you change, it's like the what's called the butterfly effect. You change one little thing. Now this guy's changed dramatically a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff's been changed. So even though, example, I let it go, example, like Mary Jane and Peter Parker and Mary and everything, it's like, not really, because New York is not supposed to be New York. Probably the how you call it, buildings and the sectors and everything, supposed to be different. Completely different because all those ones who created the streets and all that, most of them are dead. Some of those people in the streets, their street names are there. They didn't exist. So how can it be the same thing as the other Marvel Universe kind of sense? So a lot of things are supposed to be dramatically changed, but it's a comic book. But overall, pretty good. Pretty damn good. That's why, for example, for myself, as I said, read Ultimate Wolverine and you start reading the obsolete DC, and you're like, yeah, it's like the other one's more comic-y. It's like, look, it's like comic books. Okay, example, Marvel's own. Now this one I don't get it because see, I always in my past I always compared DC and Marvel like Walt Disney, like the it's called Bugs Bunny against Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is so cutie. Hello, folks, and you don't take it seriously. And then you have Bugs Bunny. It's more cartoonish. Yeah, it's cartoonish, not more than the Mickey Mouse, but it's more realistic as a cartoon. Now it's the opposite because Disney bought Marvel, so this is the opposite. But the ultimate Marvel comic book, it's more like example Looney Tunes, and the other one, the absolute for myself, it's almost like a Mickey Mouse. They're doing too cutie. They're trying to do comic book. They're trying to be too true to the original. But if you're changing the whole landscape, it cannot be the same. So that's it. Amazing. I mean, I bought 2 covers, and I want to buy the whole collection because it's wow. It's really, I got my money's worth. As I told you, I still got the red T-shirt because I had to read it. So you guys, read it and look, subscribe. I have to say this: subscribe, give you comments and everything. At the same time, if you read what kind of metal is, in the comments say, Gio, you little beep. In that page, in that panel, this and this, it tells you what kind of metal is. If it's vibrium or another kind of metal, or it's adamantium. I hope it's not that because I have problems pronouncing that goddamn bloody word. When I'm relaxed, I pronounce it amazing. But when I go, and that's it. Just tell me if I'm right or wrong, because don't forget, let's agree to disagree. But I agree with myself. Amazing. I can't wait for number 2. So that's it, guys. 12 minutes, because I love it. That's why. Okay, G you out. Bye, guys.